I am a very bad person, and I know that. But I want to be honest and explain why I did the things I did. Many of you will call me wicked, but I was only trying to survive. Where I come from, you survive with your own two hands. Nobody will carry you. Even my own mother, if push comes to shove, she will choose herself. I learned that early. So I sharpened myself. I was a small girl, but my eyes were open. My mother hustled, but she hustled for herself first. My brother, he was a street boy. He always had goods, phones, chargers, slippers, sometimes a radio. Where did he get them? Don't ask. He would just say, if you want to eat, close your eyes. I learned fast. At home, if you cry, nobody answers. At school, if you cry, they tell you to be strong. So I stopped crying. I became the quiet one, always greeting, always smiling. Everyone liked me. Neighbors said, hey, this girl is respectful. Oh, good. That was the mask. Behind it, I was counting every opportunity like coins. At the time, I wasn't stealing, not yet. I was just learning the map. There was a girl in our area. She was always riding a small red bicycle. Every evening, she would ride, and ride. And I would watch from our doorway and feel heat in my chest. One afternoon, I asked her why she loved that bicycle so much. She told me a story with tears in her eyes. Her father had died last year. The bicycle was the last thing he bought for her. That is why she loved it. She told me this and held the handle like it was her father's hand. I nodded. I even said sorry. But inside, I was doing calculation. A bicycle means money. Money means food. Food means peace. That was when I decided to be close to her. I told her, I know how to braid hair. I can braid your hair for free sometimes. She smiled, said I am kind. Kind. From that day, I became a shadow. I pushed her on the bicycle. I ran beside her. I laughed when she laughed. I learned where she kept it when she went inside. At home, my brother watched me and asked, why are you suddenly friends with that girl? You never liked her. I just shrugged. He looked at me and laughed like he could read my mind. I know what you are planning to do. Do it clean. Don't let anyone catch you. I just nodded. After church one Sunday, she placed the bicycle like always, leaned by the wall, and went inside to change her clothes. I didn't let her see me. I hid behind her house waiting. When I heard her mother call her name, I walked straight into the house. I held the handle and rolled the bicycle gently around the back, then through the side path. I didn't look back. At the junction, I jumped on it and rode it like fire was chasing me. I took it straight to my brother. He covered it with a cloth, made one call, and within an hour, one boy came with a pickup. They haggled and they argued. Then cash changed hands. My brother gave me some of the money, looked into my eyes and said, no pity in this world. That was the first time I stole something from someone. That night, that girl cried like somebody had died again. I could hear it from our room. But me, I chewed my food slow and told myself I have done what I have to do. She had something I wanted, so I took it. No pity in this world. By junior high, I had learned one important thing. To survive, you must look innocent. So I became that girl everyone trusted. Neat uniform, good English, polite greetings. Good morning, say. Thank you, ma. Yes, please. The teachers loved me. I was made class prefect. They said, you will go far in life. On the outside, I was a star student. Inside, I was a quiet thief. It started small, coins left on tables, pens, snacks. But soon, I wanted more. Phones, watches, even small cash envelopes from teachers' drawers. Nobody ever suspected me. I was small, shy, always with my books. My brother had grown sharper too. He had customers for everything. When I bought a phone, he would nod, test it, and by the next morning, he had sold it. He always gave me my share. You are doing well, sis, he would say, but never show guilt. If they catch you, you die. Never get caught, you hear? I heard him, and I never got caught. One time, I took a teacher's phone, big one. She shouted all over the school the next morning. Everyone was searched. I was even part of the search team, checking people's bag like a saint. When they found nothing, the headmaster called the police. They grabbed one boy from my class, loud boy, always rude to teachers. They said he had been seen near the office that day. He cried, begged, said he didn't do it, but everyone believed the teachers. Me, I sat there, head down, acting sad. Inside, my heart was calm. The next week, they expelled him. And me, I got a certificate for good behavior and leadership. What? That was the day I knew I was unstoppable. If you can look good while doing bad, the world will hand you everything. After junior high, my results were so good that the school headmaster himself helped me apply for a scholarship. I still remember the day I got the letter, a full scholarship to one of the best boarding schools in the country. People clapped, teachers smiled proudly, and my mother just said, make sure you don't waste it. That was a version of congratulations. I packed my life into one small bag, 2 uniforms, 1 faded towel, a few old books, and a small container of gari and pepper. My brother gave me 100 cedis and said, don't go there and act poor. Act like you belong. When I got to the campus, I was shocked. Students dragging suitcases bigger than my whole life. Parents in big cars were hugging their children, carrying boxes of milk, drinks, and biscuits into the dorms. And me, I came alone, holding my small bag and my bowl. I just stood there watching everything. And that is when I saw her, Clara. She stepped out of a white car like someone from a TV advert. Fair skin, clean braids, perfume filling the air. Her father and mother were unloading cartons of provisions from the car. Everyone there was just staring at them. Her mother laughed. Clara, hurry, we will be late. Her father smiled. Don't worry, my princess will be fine. They hugged her and left her with a mountain of food. I sat there and watched everything. She was the kind of girl who didn't even need to speak. Life had already chosen her side. When our eyes met, she smiled and waved. I smiled back politely. But deep down, something in me whispered, that girl, I must be close to her. Not because I liked her, but because girls like Clara never suffer. And I was tired of suffering by myself. She looked like sunlight in human form. And right there, I decided, whether she knew it or not, whether she liked it or not, Clara's life and mine were about to mix forever. Compulsory by force, I must make it through her. And that is when I became the villain in the story, because like I said before, I must survive one way or the other. Welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? I hope you are having an amazing day. If you are new here, I'm Vera, but you can call me V. And I share real life stories that will shock you, break your heart, inspire you, and sometimes make you laugh. So if this is something you love, please subscribe and like this video. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so that when I post, you'll be notified immediately. Today's shout out goes to Kese29, Miranda and the Breaker Elob 8440, and Ekia Kimberly 4114. They were the first people to comment on my last video. Thank you so much for the support, babes. I love you. And now without any further delay, let's continue the story. Now, Clara was everything I wasn't. Pretty in that effortless way. Smooth skin, white teeth, always smelling good. She laughed easy, walked like she had no single worry in this world. And she was kind. From the first week, she became everyone's favorite. She shared her provisions, even gave out a new bedsheet to a girl who tore us. I just watched. People like her made me curious. How could someone have everything and still be that soft? That night, when I was eating dry gari with water, she came to me holding a cup. I made tea. Come and take some, she said, smiling like it was nothing. I pretended to refuse. Oh no, I'm okay, she insisted. Don't be shy. By the end of the week, she was already calling me a school sister. We went everywhere together. She gave me extra provisions, and me, I played my part well. I was quiet, loyal, humble. I helped her tidy a locker, ironed her uniform, made sure she always looked perfect. Everyone said, hey, Clara and her friend, inseparable. Inside, I smiled. If only they knew. I wasn't her friend though. I was her shadow, studying her every move, her strengths, her weaknesses, her blind spots. She trusted too easily. She believed every story I told about my sick mother, about how I couldn't afford books. Each lie brought food, money, or something small to make my life easier. But one night, as I lay on my bed, watching her sleep peacefully beside a mountain of things, something strange hit me. I didn't believe people like her existed. So open, so soft, so good. Maybe I thought, maybe I could use that. The next morning, she hugged me and said, "You are my best friend." And right there, I smiled and whispered to myself, "I will make sure you never regret saying that until it is too late." Hey! From that day, Clara became my jackpot. I knew what to say, when to say it, and how to make her heart melt. If I coughed twice, she would hand me money for medicine. If I sighed too long, she would ask, "Are you okay? Do you need anything?" And I would just tell her another story. My mother's hospital bills, my brother's rent, all lies. Clara never doubted me. Sometimes she would even cry while giving me money. "Don't worry," she would say. "We will always have each other." And I would hug her back, pretending to cry too. By that time, I knew all her passwords, her routine, even the way she thought. She trusted me with everything, her money, her locker, her secrets. I was the friend who understood her best. But in truth, I was just the parasite she couldn't see. Then Fred came into the picture. Tall, funny, always smiling. One of those boys every girl liked. He joined the debate club where Clara was a star. I noticed how his eyes followed her every time she spoke. At first, I ignored it. I wasn't into love stories. Love doesn't feed you. But for the first time, I actually liked this boy. But when he started sitting with us, I saw how he looked at her, and worse, how she looked back. He would bring her snacks at her class. He would help her carry her bag. Once, I even saw him slip a note into her book and she giggled like a child. Something inside me twisted. Why her? Why is it always her? She already has beauty, money, love from everyone. Now, even the boy I wanted noticed their first. That night, I lay on my bed, staring at the ceiling, anger burning in my chest. I have been through fire to survive, and yet someone like Clara, who never struggled for a single thing, just keeps receiving more. I smiled to myself in the dark. Maybe it was time she learned how it feels to lose something precious. Let the games begin. From that day, I started paying more attention to Fred. He was different from the other boys. I liked that. I wanted that. So one afternoon after prep, I saw him sitting alone under a tree and decided to shoot my shots. I walked over, pretending to read a book, and said, "You are always alone these days. Are you hiding from the girls?" He laughed. "Maybe I am just waiting for the right one." I smiled. "Then maybe you have been sitting under the wrong tree." He smiled back and then said, "Unless you know where Clara is, she's supposed to help me with something." Just like that, my smile froze. I brushed it off, laughed and said, "Ah, so it is Clara you are thinking about." He nodded, still smiling. "Yeah, she's special. You are lucky to be a friend." Lucky. That word stung like pepper on a wound. I walked away that day pretending to laugh, but inside my chest was burning. How can someone like me, smart, careful, loyal, keep losing to someone who doesn't even try? That night, Clara came to me smiling, saying Fred told her she was beautiful. She was blushing like a fool, and I just sat there pretending to be happy for her. But every time she said his name, something inside me boiled. When she went to bed that night, I stared at her sleeping face for a long time. She looked peaceful, the peace of someone who had never struggled for anything. I clenched my face and whispered to myself, "If I can't have him, neither will you." After that day, I made it my mission. If love had chosen Clara, I was going to destroy it piece by piece. I started small, whispers, a quiet word here, a fake test there, nothing too obvious. First, I borrowed Clara's phone one afternoon to check the time and quickly sent a text to Fred. "You are acting too serious. Let's just be friends." Then I deleted it. Later that evening, I went to Fred and said, Clara told me she feels you are rushing things. Take your time. Maybe you should give her space. His face fell. Really? She didn't tell me that. I shrugged. You know how she is. She doesn't like hurting people's feelings. That one sentence was enough to plant a seed. The next few days, I added water. I told Clara I saw Fred talking to another girl. I told Fred that Clara was acting different. Then I made sure the rumor spread. Small whispers in the dining hall, in the dorm, in the corridor. It didn't take long before they started fighting. He accused her of playing games. She cried, said she didn't know what was going on. The more she tried to fix it, the worse things got. And me, I was always there, the shoulder to cry on, the calm voice saying, maybe it's not the one for you. Maybe this is God protecting you. Until one evening, I found her on her bed, face swollen from crying. He said I am fake, she sobbed. He said he can't trust me anymore. I don't even know what I did. I hugged her tight, patting her back gently. He doesn't deserve you. Inside, I was smiling. She kept crying into my shoulder, shaking. She had no idea the same person comforting her was the one who destroyed a relationship. That night, as she fell asleep beside me, I whispered softly to myself, now you finally know what it feels like to lose Clara. And this is just the beginning. When school closed for the long vacation, Clara said, you are coming home with me, no arguments. I pretended to hesitate, acting all shy. Ah, Clara, your parents won't like that. Let me just go home. But deep down, I was already smiling. Her father came to pick us up. Big car, cold air conditioner, soft seats. I had never felt that kind of comfort before. When he looked at me, he smiled and said, ah, this is the famous friend my daughter talks about. You are welcome home. My dear, any friend of Clara's is my child too. His voice was warm, kind. I knew instantly I had him wrapped around my finger. Mother do, different story. From the moment we arrived, I could feel her eyes on me like a hawk. She didn't smile much, didn't even pretend. She asked quiet, sharp questions. So where are your parents? What do they do? Why didn't they come to see where you'll be staying? I kept my answers sweet and respectful, even though I could feel her judging me. When Clara wasn't looking, the woman's eyes said everything her mouth didn't. I don't trust you. Still, I played my role. I helped in the kitchen. I laughed when her father told jokes. I called her mommy, like her own daughter did. Her father loved it. He said, Clara, I like this your friend. She's humble. The world needs more girls like her. I smiled to myself. The days passed nicely. Food, TV, air conditioning. The kind of life I had only dreamed of. I even started imagining myself as part of the family. Maybe one day Clara will marry a rich man and I will be right beside her. Maybe her father would even help me start a business. But one night, everything changed. I was walking to the kitchen for water when I heard voices from Clara's parents' room. Her mother was whispering angrily, that girl will destroy you one day. I don't like her spirit. She's too quiet, too watchful. Be careful, Clara. Clara laughed softly. Mom, please stop. She's my best friend. You always misjudge people. Her mother said, voice low and final. I have lived long enough to see patterns. Watch her. I stood there frozen in the dark, heart racing. Then I smiled slowly. So the woman could see through me after all. But it didn't matter. By the time she realized how right she was, it would already be too late. After secondary school, life only got sweeter for me. Clara's father said he would take care of both of us, full fees paid, hostel sorted, even a monthly allowance for upkeep. When he said it, Clara squealed and hugged him. Daddy, thank you, you are the best. Then she looked at me with tears in her eyes. You see, I told you we are sisters forever. I smiled, pretending to be emotional. Clara, I don't even know how to thank you. But in my head, I was laughing. Imagine me, from a family where nobody cared if I ate or not, now living the soft life with free money and comfort. University was like a dream. Clara and I shared a hostel room, a side full of perfumes, clothes, gadgets. My side looked empty, but that didn't bother me. Everything she had was mine too. She would say, use anything you want. And I would say, oh no, please. Even as I sprayed a body perfume and wore a designer slippers, Clara was still the same, kind, trusting, too good for this world. If I said I needed money for a family emergency, she would transfer it instantly. When she cooked, she would serve me first. When I was sick, she would skip lectures to stay with me. Sometimes I actually wondered if she was real. But over time, something inside me started to shift. I was tired of small money. I was tired of living under someone else's lights. I started thinking, why should I always be the one taking? What if I could make my own money, real money? Then one night, as Clara was asleep beside me, her phone beeped. A message from her dad popped up. Sweetheart, I sent you some money. Don't forget to give your friend some of the money for food. I stared at that message for a long time, not because of what it said, but because of how it made me feel. Pity. He pitied me. What? And that is when I made a decision. No more begging. No more acting like a helpless poor girl. It was time to build something for myself. And I didn't care who I had to step on to get it. It started like an innocent idea. Clara was lying on her bed, scrolling through Instagram, showing me pretty dresses and shoes. She sighed. You know, people sell these things online and make good money. I smiled slowly. Then maybe we should too. She sat up. You are serious? Why not? I said, acting casual. We could start small. You have the connections, I have the brains. She laughed, excited. I love it. But where will we get the capital? I shrugged, pretending to think. Your dad helps people all the time. Maybe he can just give us a small push. You will tell him it is for experience, not just money. The next week, she did it. She actually convinced him. 50,000 cedis, just like that. When she showed me the alert, my heart skipped a beat. I tried to act calm, but my palms were sweating. This was more money than my whole family had ever seen combined. We went shopping for stock, clothes, shoes, accessories. Clara wanted to buy everything in bulk, but I stopped her. Let's go slow, I said sweetly. We can start small and use the rest to grow the business. Of course, the rest went straight into my pockets. I kept part in a secret Momo wallet and another in a new account I opened with my name alone. I told myself I deserved it. I was the one doing the hard work, sourcing vendors, packaging, posting on social media, handling deliveries. Clara just took pictures in the clothes and smiled for the camera. And when she would ask, how is the account balance looking? I would smile and say, we are reinvesting. You know, business people don't touch profit too soon. She would nod, innocent as ever. You are right, I trust you. That sentence made me feel powerful. She trusted me too much. That night, I looked at the 12,000 cedis I had kept aside and whispered to myself, she doesn't need it. She has more than enough. For once, let me also breathe. Money started flowing in. Not small money, oh. Sometimes 5,000 cedis in a week. Clara never bothered to check the full accounts because she trusted me completely. She would just ask, is the business going well? And I would smile perfectly. Whenever she said she wanted to check the books, I would say, oh, I have not balanced them yet. Give me a few days. Then I would delete the Momo history or move some money to my hidden wallet. Don't get me wrong, I didn't hate her. I just believed she had everything already. Money, love, comfort. This was finally my turn. Then the tragedy happened. It happened on an ordinary Tuesday afternoon. We had just finished packing orders when Clara's phone rang. She answered cheerfully, but within seconds, a smile vanished. She froze, then she dropped the phone. Clara, what happened? I asked. She couldn't speak, just stood there, shaking, eyes wide. Finally, she whispered, My parents, they had an accident. I felt my knees weaken. Hey, God forbid, are they okay? But she just kept shaking her head, whispering the same words. They are gone. Both of them. Ow. Gone. The next few days were a blur. Tears, black clothes, phone calls, police reports. I followed her everywhere like a shadow, comforting her, helping her arrange things, holding her when she broke down. People said I was a good friend, but somewhere deep inside, a cold thought formed. Now she's the only heir. What? It wasn't something I was proud of, but I couldn't stop it. The thought echoed every time someone said she would inherit everything: the cars, the houses, the accounts, all in her name now. At least that is what everyone assumed. But Clara's peace didn't last long. A few weeks after the funeral, her father's younger brother, Uncle George, appeared. He came with papers, lawyers, and too many questions. Where are your father's documents? He asked. Do you know what insurance company you used? Who is managing the accounts? Clara was too broken to care. She just wanted peace. But me, I watched him closely. He was scheming, I could tell. He started making himself the center of everything, saying things like, I will handle things for now. You just rest. My spirit didn't like that man one bit. Still, I told myself to stay close because if there was money involved, I needed to know. Uncle George wasted no time. Within weeks, he had taken full control of everything: the bank accounts, the company cars, even the family house. He said it was temporary, just until Clara recovered from the shock. But I knew better. He wasn't managing anything, he was taking over. Every day, new papers showed up for Clara to sign. Just to make things easier, it would say, and poor Clara, lost, grieving, and too trusting, signed most of them without even reading. I would sit beside her and shake my head like I was angry for her. Hey, your uncle doesn't rest, oh. Are you sure he's not cheating you? She will sigh softly. Maybe he's just helping his family. Family. The word always made me laugh inside. In my world, family was the first to betray you. But truth be told, I was slowly pulling away. Clara's life had turned into one big storm. Lawyers, police visits, meetings with people shouting over her father's will. And me, I didn't want to get dragged down with her. The business was still running well because of me, not her. So I started keeping more distance. When she would call, I would say I am busy with others. When she wanted to talk, I would pretend I was tired. Let her handle her drama. Now, at first, her uncle acted kind. He would visit her hostel with food, check on her like a caring guardian. But slowly, the mask began to slip. One morning, Clara came to me, eyes red and voice shaking. Uncle says he won't renew the hostel rent. He says I should move into his house until I graduate. He lives close by. I frowned. Why? You are comfortable here. She sighed. He said the hostel is a waste of money since he's close by. My stomach turned. Something about that man always made me uneasy. But I just said, you'll be fine. At least now you don't have to pay rent. Clara nodded, forcing a smile. But I could tell she didn't want to go. That week, she packed her things and moved out. The hostel felt empty after she left. For a few weeks, she still came around to check on the business and hang out. But every time she came, she looked smaller, quieter. She started losing weight. Her skin went pale. She said she wasn't sleeping well, that she kept feeling dizzy. I would ask what was wrong, but she would shrug. I think I am just stressed. A month later, when the hostel rent expired, I found a small neat single room in another area and moved there quietly with money from the business. When Clara asked where I would be staying, I told her I have moved back home. I told her things have been tough and I need to save. In reality, I was done. Done with her drama, her tears, her endless problems. What? Now, in my new place, quiet, small, peaceful, I finally felt free. Then, a week later, my phone rang late at night. It was Clara. Her voice was trembling. Please help me. I think they are trying to kill me. Her voice was weak and shaky. I don't feel well, she said. I have been throwing up every day. My skin itches and I feel dizzy all the time. I frowned. Maybe it is stress. You have been worrying too much. But she whispered, no, it is not that. I think they are trying to harm me. My heart skipped, but I stayed calm. Why would they do that? They are family. She hesitated. Uncle George, his wife, I can't explain it. But every time I eat something from them, I feel worse. I went silent for a few seconds. Her voice broke. I am scared. I think they want me dead so they can take everything. I sighed. Clara, please don't start thinking like that. Maybe it is ulcer or malaria. Go to the hospital. What? I have been there, she cried. They found nothing, but I am still getting worse. I glanced at the pile of invoices beside me. My new supplier was waiting for payment. I didn't have time for this drama again. You will be fine, I said finally, forcing a calm tone. Just rest. Don't eat anything from them again. Can I come stay with you? Just for a while, she asked softly. My heart jammed. That was the last thing I needed. Sick Clara in my small room, draining my money, dragging me into her problems. So I lied. There is no space. Just stay home, Clara. It will pass. She went quiet for a long time. Then she said, voice trembling, okay, thank you. I understand. Ow. That night, I tried to convince myself I had done the right thing. I told myself I wasn't a doctor. I had my own problems, but something didn't sit right. The next day, she called again. I saw her name flash on my screen and I ignored it. Then she called again and again and again. By the fifth call, I turned my phone face down. I couldn't handle her tears anymore. Babe, who are you? Let's continue. 2 days after that call, there was a knock at my door. When I opened it, my heart almost stopped. Clara stood there. Her eyes were swollen, her hair unkempt. She looked nothing like the bright, soft girl I used to know. Clara, I whispered, how did you find me? She gave a weak smile. I asked around. I had to see you. Before I could say a word, she started crying. Please, I can't go back to that house. I am scared. I keep feeling dizzy. I know they are trying to kill me. She stepped closer, her hands trembling. Please, let me stay here for a while, just until I can reach my grandma in the UK. She's trying to get me a ticket. I looked around my small one-room apartment. Then I looked at Clara. I didn't need her anymore. She looked finished. I swallowed hard and forced a smile. Clara, my mom and brother are coming tonight. You see how small this place is. There is no space. I am sorry. Her eyes widened. Please, I will sleep on the floor anyway. I just need a few days to rest. I shook my head, already irritated. No, Clara, I can't. My mom is very strict. She will be angry if she sees someone here. She stared at me for a moment, and I saw it. The realization, the disbelief. Okay, she said softly. Then can you at least give me money for a hotel, just 2 weeks? You can take it from the business money, or I will pay you back once I reach grandma. My heart raced. The business money was sitting in my mobile wallet, our business money. But that money was for investments, not charity. So I lied. Clara, there is no money. The business isn't doing well. Sales have dropped badly. I didn't want to worry you because you've been going through a lot. I can give you my own money, but only for a few days' payments at the hotel. That is the best I can do. Her face twisted in pain. That is not true. I saw the business page. You are always sold out. Those are old posts, I said quickly. You think I would lie about that? Her lips trembled. I have never asked you for money before, never. Why are you doing this to me? I felt anger rise, mostly guilt, but I turned it into pride. Oh, please, Clara. This small suffering and you are already crying. You think the world owes you peace. Do you know what I have gone through in life? You had everything. Now that things are hard, you want me to carry your load. She stared at me like I was a stranger. So all this time, is this what you think of me? After everything we shared, is this what you really think of me? Shared words, I snapped. You think because you gave me small food and clothes, you made me? Please, you had everything handed to you. You don't know what it means to suffer. She tried to speak, but I cut her off. You had parents, you had money, you had people who loved you. You never had to fight for anything. I only took the scraps that fell from your table. Clara started crying. Scraps. I called you my sister. I laughed. Sister, you looked down on me every day and didn't even know it. You pitied me like I was your charity project. I don't need that. She took a deep breath. You've changed, she whispered. You are not the person I knew. I'm the same person, I said flatly, just smarter. and done being used. What? Tears fell faster. You used me. My dad paid your fees. We started a business together. I trusted you with everything. I folded my arms and said quietly, then maybe you were foolish to trust me. She looked at me for a long time, like she was trying to memorize my face one last time. Then she nodded slowly. Okay, she said in a trembling voice. Thank you for showing me who you really are. She turned and walked away, still coughing, still crying. She didn't take the money I had offered earlier. She didn't even look back. I closed the door gently behind her and leaned against it, breathing out deeply. Finally, I whispered to myself, peace. The room felt heavy and silent, but for the first time in months, I didn't hear anyone crying, calling, or begging, just quiet. Months passed. Sometimes I would wake up and think about Clara. That last day, her coughing, her tears. But I will shake it off. Regret doesn't pay bills. I told myself she would be fine. And when I heard the news that her grandmother had finally come from the UK and taken her abroad, I felt relief. Good, I thought. At least now she's safe. I told myself I had done the right thing after all. Business was booming then. Orders were coming in faster than I could pack them. The campus girls loved our products. My products now. Clara's name was off everything. It was mine alone. Money was flowing. I moved into a bigger place. Started dressing better, eating well. Finally, life was smiling at me. I even stopped thinking about Clara completely until things started to change. At first, it was small. A few customers stopped ordering. Then a supplier delayed my delivery. Then the next week, the supplier's number stopped going through after taking my money. I thought it was normal, business ups and downs, but it got worse. Deliveries kept missing. Packages disappeared. My best client suddenly stopped coming back. One girl even said I scammed her, posting lies about me online. I hadn't, but no one believed me. I couldn't understand it. Everything that used to run smoothly was suddenly falling apart. Money stopped coming in. Then the debt started piling up. I sat one night staring at my phone, seeing negative balances, cancelled orders, and messages full of complaints. For the first time in a long time, I felt panic claw at my chest. Had Clara's absence cursed me? No, I laughed bitterly at myself and shook my head. No, no, no. It is just bad luck, just business. 4 years. That is how long it took for my world to completely collapse. After the business failed, I tried to start over. Small jobs, petty trading, but nothing worked. Every little progress vanished like smoke. I lost my apartment first, then my savings, then my health. I was the same girl who once thought I was too smart to lose. The one who could twist life around a little finger. But life had turned around and shown me sharper teeth than mine. Sometimes, when I'm alone in my tiny single room, I think about Clara. I tell myself it is not karma, it is just bad luck. But deep down, I know maybe it is both. Because no matter what I try, peace doesn't stay with me. Every time I start something new, it ends badly. I can't tell if it is guilt or punishment anymore. Last week, I ran into an old classmate. She looked at me with pity and said, "Hey, you've changed though." After talking for some time, she said, "You remember Clara? She's back in Ghana." I froze. Back? She nodded. Yes. She came home last month. You didn't hear. I thought the two of you were close, so she's doing big things now. I even saw her on TV. For a second, the world around me went silent. My heart started pounding. My palms sweaty. Clara. Back. The girl I used, betrayed, and threw away like trash. The girl I left crying at my door. I spoke to some few people and she's really back in Ghana now. She fought her uncle in court and won everything back. She's doing very well now, living the kind of life I used to dream about. And me, I have paid for every lie, every trick, every selfish thing I ever did. But still, part of me keeps asking, what if I hadn't done all that? Would things have been different? Would Clara still have been my friend? If you are like me, Please change. That kind of life doesn't pay. I know sometimes it is difficult when you come from struggle and desperation. You think you always have to put yourself first. But trust me, it will only end in misery. When people are there for you, be there for them. Because right now, I am really suffering. If Clara even sees me right now, I don't even know if she will recognize me because I have really changed. Sometimes I imagine bumping into her. I picture her face when she sees me. Will she look disgusted or pity me? Maybe she has forgiven me. She has always been a good person. Maybe she hasn't. I don't even know what I would say if I see her. Clara, I am sorry. Those words feel too small for what I did. But I want to see her, not because I deserve forgiveness, but because I need to say sorry. I need to face her. The problem is, I don't know how. Sometimes I think of going to see her. I took her number from a friend, but I'm so scared to call her. Right now, I need help. I need to make things right, but I don't even know where to start. What should I do? I know I messed up, but I have changed now. Life has taught me a lesson. Should I reach out to Clara? Will she even forgive me? I really wish things could go back to the way it used to be. Should I contact her? Should I call her and ask for forgiveness? Or should I accept that some bridges can never be rebuilt? Hey! Sometimes after reading these stories, I am just speechless and I don't know what to say. Babe, how can you do this to someone who has been there for you like this? I know you come from struggle. Everybody is struggling, but who does this? Anyway, listen, we don't judge. I don't want to judge. I don't want to judge. But I don't have anything to say. So I am leaving this story for you. What do you think? Should she contact Clara again to ask for forgiveness? Or should she just accept her fate and let things be? I want to hear your thoughts down below because this story, so there are people like this out there. Hey babe, I hope you have really changed though because this wickedness is on another level. Oh, I hope you have really changed. Hey, I mean, you know that. This is a judgment-free zone. We listen, we don't judge. So please be kind to her in the comment section. And if you've not subscribed yet, babe, come and join the family. Please subscribe and like this video. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so that when I post, you'll be notified immediately. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Okay, I'm done. Bye.